Hello, hello, hello. Uh-oh. Let's stop. All right. A little quickie real quick for the collective. How y'all doing? What up? You're such a strong individual. So strong. But you have like a lack of faith in yourself. Why is that? Has something to do with your physical appearance. You don't like your hair. You don't like your body. You know? You're strong. Everybody knows that you're strong and you don't really take much shit, but you're like afraid of yourself, or you just lack belief and faith in yourself, you know? Everybody thinks that you're like a fun person to be around. You know, they love to party with you and hang out with you and stuff like that and celebrate things. Like they really feel like you're one of them ones, you know? You see that right there. That's how they feel about you. They love to kick it and party with you and stuff like that. But you are really trying to seek some kind of inner peace here. It's like all of the storm is inside, right? It's not on the outside. It's on the inside. You need to have some compassion for yourself, right? You definitely do. I think that you're moving into a period of having compassion for yourself because you're pretty dope, you know, and you're the one that's beating yourself up. You've always had people that, my nose started itching right then. So this is real what I'm about to say. You've always had people that fell short in your life, whether it was your partnerships or friend groups. They just fell short. They weren't the friends that you were meant to have in your life. They weren't your soul tribe. They weren't the people that had your back 100%. Let's just say if someone was talking shit about you, you know, to one of your friends that you had, those friends would actually join in. Those friends would not protect your name. They wouldn't step up for you. They wouldn't step for you, period. And so that's been a problem too. Spirit sees that. Yeah. But that's okay, because you're getting ready to be victorious. And when you become victorious, all of those people that were snakes and fakes, you know, they're going to start coming back around. But I have a feeling you're going to turn your back to them. You're going to be too busy forging your own new path, right? You're going to be forging a new pathway. They're going to be looked at as distractions. And you won't have to really, you know, protect yourself moving here into the future, because people are going to be directed towards you. And those people that used to be a part of your life, they're going to be seen or feel like they're being neglected. You know what I mean, collective? They're gonna feel like they're being neglected. Because they feel that you don't know the deceitful shit that they were doing behind your back. You know, you can feel it. You might not know exactly what they were doing, but you know that they weren't right to be in your life. You know that they weren't the type of friends to stick up for you and do the right thing when it came down to protecting your name. You knew that shit. But they think that just because you don't know all of the little things that they did here and there, you know, all of the little conversations that they had behind your back, they think that because you don't know that they have the right to still be able to come back into your life because you don't know that stuff. But they don't know that your ancestors, you know, your spirit guides know that stuff. The Most High knows that stuff, you know? So yeah, you're getting ready to actually come out into a winning season right now. And the resilience that you've shown during all of this fake madness from the past, you're going to come out looking like a new person, you know? It's going to be different. It's going to be very different. And like I said, you're not going to be able to get, you know, the bloodsuckers won't be able to bite you now. It won't be able to cling on and hang on during this next stage of your journey. They just won't be able to. A lot of them, those people they're disconnected, right? When I say disconnected, I mean they didn't have a connection with the Most High. They didn't have a connection with their higher self. They didn't have a connection with their spirit guides. They didn't have a connection to anything of the light at all. They're just people. They're just lackeys, you know? These are people who operated out of out of their south node. These people were they were quite negative, and they're just used to doing what they've been used to doing. It's what they've been seeing. They're a product of that. And you're not a product of that. Maybe you were at a certain time, but something has happened to you where things are about to change. And they've already been changing. The reason why you got talked about is because you were already on another level. You were already on another level. You were the person that were looking at these people like, why do they keep consistently doing the same thing over and over again? Why won't they elevate? You try to help them. They're not trying to move. They're not trying to elevate. You know what I'm talking about. So I don't got to go too far into that. So that's who you were to them anyway. And this is why they despise you from the start. You think you're better than everybody. You think you know everything. Blah, 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 blah. That was you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they couldn't help but talk to you and learn from you, because what they did was they got elevated. Every time that they talked to you, the crown chakra started buzzing. They started learning shit. They started to elevate in their own life, but they wouldn't tell you that, though. They wouldn't tell you. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that you've been a teacher to them. They don't want to tell you that them little lectures that you done had here and there, that they try to act like they wasn't listening to, they actually leveled their life up. Anyway, they're going to try to manipulate you and get back in, because of the avoidance that you're going to have for them. They're going to hope for some kind of, a reconciliation, What's weird is they're going to be afraid that you do know those little conversations that they had behind your back and how they didn't stick up for you and shit like that. They're going to feel like that. They're going to feel like you knew that. You know why? Because they already think that you're magical from the start. And you are magical. And you're about to see how magical you are. You're about to step into a whole new level, whole new playing field now. And they're not invited. Only the ones like you are invited. You're going to be making better judgment now when it comes down to the people that are in your circle. And if they don't believe what you believe and do what you do and move how you move, they're not going to be allowed to be in your circle anymore. Word to Big Bird. Ain't said that shit in a long time. But yeah, man, that's what's going on right now. Yeah, even old breakups, even old stuff from the past as far as breakups, they're gonna come. Everything is gonna come back like crazy. You know why? Because I have a feeling that your abundance is about to pick up as well. Because when you dump all of this extra shit off that doesn't serve a purpose in your life, you open up space for things to come into your life, like more abundance, like more wish fulfillment, more things like that. It's just gonna start moving towards you, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love every bit of it. So when this old shit comes back, you're gonna be like, nah, hell nah, you brought bad luck, And plus, it's gonna be so evident why they're coming back to you. It's gonna be so evident why they're coming back to you. And you're not going to have a resolution with them at all. It's just going to be like, hey, no, I got to go. I'll see you. I'll talk to you later. That's going to be the energy. Because, they carry the spirit of procrastination, and they're not trying to move forward doing anything. They're not trying to learn or move forward at all. And they're not trying to acknowledge how much you taught them. See, and they don't. At least they don't think that you know. And this is their karma, ladies and gentlemen. See how this man, the way I said, ladies and gentlemen, and it says karma there? This is their karma. This is their karma for not actually putting you on a pedestal when you should have been there. This is their karma for not giving you credit when you helped them out in their lives. All of them, from relationships down to friendships, down to neighbors. I don't care what it was. You were that one. You were one of them ones. You know what I mean? And they didn't acknowledge that. They didn't want to give you your flowers. And now you're moving on. You're just moving on. Your time is up with these people. And now they can't hold a spot anymore. They're no longer important in your life. And they're clinging to the past. You see that? Clinging to the past. That's what they're doing. And you're no longer clinging to the past. You're reaching inner peace. See, this all started by you beating yourself up. But you were beating yourself up because the people around you weren't giving you your flowers, and you needed to have your flowers to know how great you were of a person, to know what it is that you actually do for your friends, right? To those that called you a friend, they should have given you your flowers as a friend. to those that were in relationships with you, instead of being in the energy of resentment because you actually knew what you were talking about and you actually tried to help them and they just weren't able to receive love and help and give you credit for it. Things have changed. And it's really sad, but it's deserving. It's karma. It's karma that they deserve. This is something that'll force people to elevate. You know, as they get smaller and smaller in your rearview mirror, they'll think in their life and they'll change on their own, or they won't. But it's not up to you. You got shit to do. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.